Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. I currently have 400 hours in Deadlock, and decided it would be fun to make overviews for the characters. This is going to be a little strange because the state of Deadlock at the moment is constantly changing, but I'll be trying to keep these updated, and I'll make new videos if a sweeping change takes place. So without further ado, here's Kelvin. Kelvin is an extremely versatile character, and you can basically build them however you want and get away with it. He starts with 600 HP, and his gun has a high base damage of 21, with 15 bullets in the mag. His first ability is Frost Grenade, dealing 80 damage and slowing for 40% for 4 seconds. The first upgrade gives an additional charge, second upgrade gives the ability a healing effect for yourself and teammates, and the third upgrade gives 175 damage. This ability is great for poking, and while the cooldown is a little high, you will generally have a couple charges ready so you can spam them to top yourself up, apply Mystic Burst, or both if you're close to the target. His second ability is Ice Path, which allows you to move around in the air, creating a frost path behind you. While using this ability, you gain 60% slow resist, 2 move and 2 sprint speed, and the speed is given to any teammates on the path. The first upgrade gives 4 additional sprint speed, the second reduces the cooldown by 16 seconds, and the final upgrade gives you stacking spirit power per meter of your trail. This ability helps you to funnel your team into a specific location if they follow your path, or you can chase with it extremely well. This can also be used as an escape, but remember, you leave a trail, which can be used by enemies to follow you extremely easily, and you also lose the sprint speed when you are being attacked. His third ability is Arctic Beam, which is a channeling beam that deals 60 DPS, slows enemy fire and movement speed by up to 60%. The first upgrade decreases the cooldown by 8 seconds, the second upgrade gives you an additional 40 DPS to the beam, and the third upgrade fires 2 beams at nearby enemies from your main target. This ability is very strong for chasing down single targets and does some of the highest damage for a level 1 spell. If you reload your gun before using it, your gun will continue to reload while firing the beam, giving you increased damage uptime. With the final upgrade, this ability also becomes very good at dealing with several enemies in a grouped team fight. Kelvin's ultimate ability is Frozen Shelter, which creates a giant sphere around you and nearby enemies or allies. Enemies in the sphere are slowed for 35%, and you and your allies gain 120 health regen. The dome persists for 5.5 seconds and can be cancelled by you. The first upgrade slows the fire rate of enemies by 40%, the second upgrade reduces the cooldown by 40 seconds, and the final upgrade increases the health regen by 70 while making the regen scale with your spirit power. This ability is very versatile and allows for you to heal yourself and others during a fight, force a 1v1, capture the Rejuvenator for free, or try for ult combos by capturing multiple enemies in a friendly with a strong ult like Haze or Seven to try and wipe them. I will suggest you be careful using this ability while in the center of a team fight, however, because you are very likely to screw over a teammate or possibly allow for enemies to escape or take advantage of the situation. As for the way I would suggest building him and what you should level first, I think it really depends on what style you want to play. Straight up maxing your grenade is probably going to be the best idea in general, as the heal, charges, and extra damage is all very nice and will help you immensely during the laning phase and shortly thereafter for pushing. Getting level 2 Arctic Beam early instead of grenade is also decent if you have the better lane, as if you get a full channel, you can get most enemies in range to kill in a few shots in a grenade. I'd suggest leaving Ice Path for last, although the movement speed can be very strong early for chasing and getting around the map. And finally, Frozen Shelter is really good to max second or third. For sure, max Grenade before Frozen Shelter, but if you decide to max Beam, then leave it for third. And now, let's get into items. Kelvin can build almost anything, but it completely depends on what you want to do. Want to heal? Get extra charge, rapid recharge for grenade, rescue beam, health nova, and healing booster. Want to tank? Get both armor items, healing booster for the extra resist, and bonus to heals, and itemize from there. Want to punch people? Spirit Strike, melee lifesteal into Life Strike and Colossus. Want to chase people down with Ice Beam and grenades? Extra Spirit, Mystic Burst, Mystic Vulnerability, Surge of Power. You could also choose to chase people down with bullets instead, and while his gun is good, I personally don't have a build suggestion for that. Your best bet, however, is to build a mix of each build, while focusing on one specific style of play. I don't have a defined build path, but here's my build suggestion that should work for most games. If you're looking for a support build, I've included healing items into this build as well. And with this build being shown, I'd like you to keep in mind that I don't use build guides myself, and generally buy whatever I feel I need in the moment. So consider these as suggestions, as opposed to set in stone. So, how does Kelvin play? As you have seen from the gameplay in the background, Kelvin is a lane bully. He loves to brawl, because he is very good at trading HP in short skirmishes and healing back up while the enemy may not have as many options to heal. His early game is going to consist of lobbing grenades for healing or poke off cooldown, and if an enemy is particularly out of position, you can chase him for a while with your beam. If you can, I'd personally prefer playing Kelvin in a duo versus a solo lane, as while you can certainly perform well in a solo, Kelvin's strong early game can be used to either help a teammate that suffers in lane, or to dominate a duo lane with another lane bully. After laning phase is done, Kelvin is great at contesting lanes and solo pushing. With a maxed out grenade, you can instantly clear a wave, and use decent escape tool and ice path if you're pushed out too far. Your other option is to roam with a teammate and try to make plays. A death on a powerful enemy can very quickly lead to a mid-boss scenario, and as long as you have your ult up, you can basically guarantee you gain the Rejuvenator. In team fights, you have a few options depending on build path. You either want to chase down the backline and make their life hell with grenades and beam, find group enemies and separate them from fight with your ult so your team is fighting a 5v4, or frontline and draw attention so your team can move in. A healing build in this case will most likely often be a pseudo frontliner as well, so take advantage of your healing and feel free to take some hits. Late game will be mostly the same, but you have some additional ult utility as you approach the enemy base or they approach yours. While not always optimal, you can always dome a shrine or downed patron to either prolong a fight, or alternatively, if you're in the enemy base, you can do that to secure shrine and patron. Keep in mind your allies' positioning, as teammates outside of dome will be unable to help you. And with that, I am all out of tips to give. Remember that above all else, this game is in early development and builds and items change all the time. Feel free to experiment and discover your own way to play, as that can make the difference in your own enjoyment of the game. I will let the rest of this match play out, so feel free to watch the rest of it, or if you just came for the guide, then I hope you enjoyed. The next video I have planned is a guide for Paradox, so have a nice day everyone, and I hope to see you back soon.
That's gonna help keep your blood on the inside.
Mid-boss has arrived. Well done.
Why I am feared.
Spirits will be contained. I will trap these spirits.
Our orange guardian has been destroyed. Our blue guard.
I see 7.
Good work. They pray for salvation. That will never come.
In here, I am king.
Have fun. Don't get dead.
I'll slow them down. Soon they will run from me. I will isolate them from their friends.
Surely someone will be by anytime now.
Keep. Excellent work.
Sitting here,
Let's push purple.
initiated. And away we go.
I see the enemy.
Their dreams will come crashing down.
You seem to be running in a curious direction. I can't help but notice you haven't dropped me off.
On the move. Throwing grenade.
Our purple guardian has been defeated.
I see B-bomb.
Well, someone's It's looking to make a statement.
Stand against many. Let's see how you fare now. There's no escaping the inevitable. Burn it down! For you!
The urn is being delivered.
Engaging! Hurry! You are in my dominion. Farewell.
Good work.
There they are.
Time to block them off.
We're so close to completing the ritual.
Grenade out! Guns up!
They're not bringing. Woo! Thank you.
Impressive as always.
Feel that, my friend. No one is better than me. moment I've been saving for.
Tell you what, I'll throw in a free keychain. We live in interesting times, don't we?
This can help me escape.
I see Warden. I see Ivy.
Time to move.
Headed to blue.
Catch!
I see Ivy.
Good work, Wraith.
Exquisite, isn't it?
I'll slow them down. Use of the essence.
Thanks for having my back.
They cannot stop you. Our dominance is manifest. Destroy the Amber Hand. Their patron is exposed. Keep fighting, Infernus.
Forge our own path.
Finish their patron off.
Now, aside from my devastating good looks, this is what else I'm known for.